Hello everyone, welcome back to online lecture series on fluid mechanics and hydraulic machines. We are continuing with our topic of kinematics of fluid flow. We will quickly revise our previous topics. In our previous lecture, we studied about types of motions, in which there are four types: linear translation, linear deformation, angular deformation, and pure rotation. The next theory was vortex flow. Vortex flow is a fluid flow along a curved path or a flow of rotating mass of fluid. There are two types: forced vortex flow, which requires external torque to generate a vortex flow, and second is a free vortex flow, in which there is no requirement of external torque. First is forced vortex flow. As you can see in this figure, we are having a cylindrical vessel which is being connected with the shaft, and liquid is kept inside it. Once the shaft is rotated, we can observe a vortex flow in a vessel. The angular velocity is given by omega is equal to v upon r is equal to constant. Second is free vortex flow. There are few examples of free vortex flow. Fluid flow along a circular bend in a pipe, a whirlpool in a river, and a fluid flow in a volute casing of centrifugal pump are the few examples of free vortex flow. The next is relation between velocity and radius. So here the relation between velocity and radius for a free vortex flow is v into r is equal to constant. Now let's move forward with our next theory. It is equation of motion of vortex flow. So let's draw a fluid element having a vortex flow. So we will be focusing on the fluid element A, B, C, D. It is rotating about a center O. It is at radius r, and the radial thickness here is delta r. The angle subtended by the fluid element with center is delta theta. The pressure force on face AB is given by P into delta A, and here on this side it is given by P plus a del P over del R delta R into delta A. Moreover, here this fluid element is moving with a speed of v. So let's discuss about the mass of fluid element. Which is equal to density into volume. Is equal to rho into delta A into delta R. So the centrifugal force here will be away from the center, and it is given by m v square by r, which should be equal to rho into delta A into delta R into v square upon R. Now we will be equating the forces in radial direction. So two forces are away from the center and one force is towards the center. So here P into delta A plus rho into delta A into delta R to V square upon R is equal to the force towards the center, that is P into delta A plus del P over del R into delta R delta A. So here we can cancel P delta A, then we can cancel delta A into delta R. So we are left with del P over del R is equal to rho V square upon R. That is the change in pressure in radial direction. If you recall, we have already studied the change in pressure in vertical plane, that is given by del P over del Z is equal to minus rho into G. So this is studied as hydrostatic law in our previous chapter. So let's say that pressure is a function of R and Z. So dP is equal to del P over del R into dr plus del P over del Z into dz. Is equal to rho V square upon R dr minus rho G dz. That is the total pressure variation. So we can copy this into our main slide. Now let's move forward to our next theory. That is equation of force vortex flow. So let's first draw the figure. So here we have attached a shaft. Inside this we are having a water. Here this is rotating with the speed of omega. Let's say we are having 2 points of interest. First point is over here. Let's say this as point 1 and this is as point 2. This is located at radius r1 and this is at height z1. Similarly, this point number 2 is located at z2 height at radius r2. So now we will continue with this equation itself. Before that, let's recall that we are having V is equal to r omega. So we can write down this equation. dP is equal to rho r square omega square divided by r dr minus rho g dz. dp is equal to rho r omega square dr minus rho g dz, and we can integrate this equation from point 1 to point 2. So here we have finally P2 minus P1 is equal to rho omega square by 2 r square 1 to 2 minus rho g z2 minus z1. So this is the equation we are having, and we can further write down on this. So this is the pressure difference P2 minus P1. Now we will take a different case. Again we are having water inside. Let's say that here, okay, shaft is already there. Let's say both points are present on free surface. Z1 and R1 are as it is. Here we are having R2 and Z2. Now, because of being on a free surface, the pressure will be same on both the points. So in this case, 0 is equal to rho by 2 V2 square minus V1 square minus rho g Z2 minus Z1. One more thing that we can do is Z2 minus Z1 is equal to 1 upon 2g V2 square minus V1 square. Now let's say that point 1 is situated on the axis of rotation, that is over here. So when it is on the axis of rotation, R will be equal to 0, so V will also be equal to 0. So finally we are having Z2 minus Z1 is equal to 1 upon 2g V2 square. So this is the final equation here, and which can also be written as 1 upon Tg 2g omega square R2 square Z2 minus Z1. So this is the end of this theory. So this is also end of today's lecture as well as end of this chapter.